Good.
You know, today has been going surprisingly well.
Boop. Mr. Executive, Rod Serling is here. He's wearing a children's birthday party hat and holding a slightly rotten jack-o'-lantern. Should I call security or the local sanatorium?
No, I gotta see this. Send him in.
Mr. Executive, happy birthday!
Holy crap, Rod. It is not my birthday, and if that surprisingly fresh Halloween decoration is my present, I do not want it.
All right. There's no need to yell. You're scaring me.
I'm scaring you? Rod, you walked into my office wearing birthday party equipment and brandishing a decapitated likeness of my secretary, but I'm scaring you by speaking to you the same way I have the entire infuriating time I've known you? Are you even human? Do you have any normal human fears or desires?
There's only one thing I want right now.
I know I'll regret asking, but what is that one thing?
Pudding.
I'm sorry? What?
Pudding. Chocolate. Butterscotch. Banana. You name it.
But can't you just buy pudding with the money you make from the show?
Sure, but, inevitably, the hunger rises. And I just want more.
So just get a second job.
I don't want a second job. I want the studio to pay me in pudding.
Rod, you're acting a little ridiculous, even for you. You're throwing a temper tantrum like a child.
How dare you? I'm an award-winning, soon-to-be 36-year-old man.
Your age doesn't have anything to do with it. You're sort of doubling down there.
It's times like these I remember the old Bible verse.
There's no way you'll get this right.
As a child, I spoke as a child. As a child, I understood as a child. And so I will dream as a child. And I will nightmare as a child.
They irritate the irritated, flex perplexities, poise puzzles, magnify mysteries, impose inquiries, and coagulate quandaries. But more importantly, they ask one question.
Why would you make this? Hello, everyone. Welcome and thank you for listening. This is Why Would You Make This, the only podcast to purposefully forget its past and is confused when everyone asks the same question, why would you make this? They ask it.
Yeah.
They do.
I don't know why.
I've heard it. I'm Jimmy Time. I'm joined by Huge. What's going on?
I ate some bad chicken. I don't know how much longer I have.
Yeah?
It was Tyson's chicken. I'm sorry, Tyson. Strike the brand deal. But it was some bad chicken.
Yo, why are you apologizing to them? You got a lawsuit on your hands.
That's true. I had bad chicken.
Free brand deal.
Yeah, free. I want the brand deal with the bad chicken people immediately. Send me more bad chicken.
Yeah.
I want to be associated with them on a national level.
Yeah. We need my face on that box. Can we get some huge brand bad chicken? Can we get some of that now? Tyson?
That's not how I felt. Make me look sicker. I want a sicker version of me on the
I want
cover.
people to look at that thing of chicken they're about to buy and go, jaundice. This will give me jaundice.
I will not go to work tomorrow. This is the chicken I need.
Ooh, get out of work chicken? That would sell.
Yo, that genius idea was brought to us by J. Delta Wagwan.
Wagwan.
Yo, get out of work chicken. I love it.
It hurts. It hurts my belly bad.
The best part is, you could probably get costs down real low because you just buy the old chicken from the other company. Oh, you guys just throwing that out? We'll take it.
Yo,
we'll
The
take
scraps.
Hey, who's gonna argue with you? Oh, I can't come in, boss. Why not? I ate some get out of work chicken. Well, why the hell did you do? Well, don't come into work. I know what it does to you. I mean,
We've all been there.
we've all been there. I know. I've used it once myself, but I'm still ashamed that you did. I never thought it'd be used against me like that. I really thought it was my friend. All right, so we watched Nightmare as a Child, the 29th episode of the first season of the 1959 The Twilight Zone, which first aired April 29th, 1960, wherein a school teacher keeps seeing a strange little girl in her apartment building. Sort of?
Yeah.
First off, just her apartment mostly. 'Cause
Yeah.
they don't really. I mean,
She meets her at
but
the
it's
steps.
really just. But that's not really what happens. What IMDb tells us is what really happens, which is when an oddly familiar girl turns up outside Helen Foley's door, she realizes she must face a horrific memory about her mother's unsolved murder.
Oh boy.
That's no, that sounds more like Netflix. That's the Netflix. Netflix gives it away for you. Woo! Do they hear that? Yeah, that's a Netflix description, which is what happens. So yeah, not hot debate. No, it's not. I'm not hot about anything right now to debate.
Yeah. The only debate was how am I going to get out of work Monday? But I know the answer now.
We solved it.
Yeah.
Oh man, I got this really big meeting on Monday, and I am woefully unprepared. What do I do? Bad chicken! Got some bad chicken here. Bad chicken.
Oh my god.
Fresh out the dumpster.
That's Delta brand bad chicken. Delta brand get out of work bad chicken. You know it's Delta brand when you see a sick huge on the box.
It hurts.
Oh,
Mama, why?
that's the company brand logo, like Mama Why or phrase. Yo, that's tough, man. When you don't have nothing to debate, you gotta fill time with a third sponsor. You just gotta give the money away to the people who want to. All right, whatever. You know, I reveal too much sometimes. Let's just go ahead and do the truth tower. Do the truth tower.
That's right, the truth.
That's the truth. It's always there. What?
What?
Is that the wind? What is that?
I don't know.
Oh God, my stomach's killing me.
Oh no.
Do you hear that freaking chicken, or am I going crazy?
I thought I heard a truth wind, but now I'm hearing a chicken. Is it,
Yeah.
is it
Oh.
the truth chicken?
Oh, it is I, Truth Man.
There's truth, man.
Yeah, but, you know, I gotta tell you, I had some get out of work chicken, so I really don't have time for this. I gotta go.
Oh, but what was that?
No, I'm sorry. Oh, it works so well.
And that's the truth. But you know what truth I'm interested in? Where'd that chicken go?
Yeah.
Where did that chicken,
Where did that chicken go?
Where did that chicken go?
Yeah.
I mean, the truth wins, brought truth, man. But where did that chicken go? That's a mystery for another day, folks.
Oh my God. Does get out of work chicken cause hallucinations?
Yo, is get out of work chicken still alive? Like, is that, you eat a live chicken and that's how you get out of work?
Yeah. That'll probably do it.
Yeah, no kidding. You don't want to eat beak. Don't eat the beak.
Yeah.
All right, so folks, this episode aired. That's it. Truth done. Moving on. No more truth. Done with it. Episode aired April 29th. That was a lot of truth we dropped on. You can't handle no more. You gotta move on.
Hot debate. Wait a minute. Hot debate. Hot debate. Can we fry a beak? Have
No.
you ever had fried beak?
Is get out of work chicken made out of rebeaked chickens?
I had Reebok shoes. Oh no, those are Reebok. Those are Reebok.
All
I'm
right.
sorry.
That's too much.
Oh yeah. Oh okay. My bad.
You're bad chicken. You just brand bad chicken. Yo, how is the first 15 minutes of this episode just been us selling
No,
chicken?
you're fucking welcome. All right.
I'm welcome. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just lost a spleen and gave you 15 minutes of entertainment.
I'm gonna jump ship and get me a Colonel deal. That's it. I'm the new KFC Colonel. After this, they saw how well I did with chicken. They're like, now you're the Colonel.
My pancreas.
And I just walk in and I'll go, but I don't want to fry no chicken. Yo, so for real, we got to talk about the true things that happened in the past. April 23rd, researcher Tim Dinsdale.
That's a fake name.
Probably.
That's bullshit.
Yo, I don't know. It could be because he brought his 16mm camera to capture what many believe to be the only film of the Loch Ness Monster. So, fake monster, fake guy, I don't know. It's possible. Next day, the 24th, one of the first widely publicized stories of hysterical strength was publicized. A 123-pound woman lifted one end of a 3,600-pound car that had fallen on her son off a jack. And they didn't really specify if she broke several vertebrae in the process or if he did. So I'll just say both of them did.
Bystanders.
Yeah.
Suffered broken necks.
Just by watching the famous feat. Yeah, I looked into it. There was like a follow the link to hysterical feats of strength on like Wikipedia, and I clicked it, and
It was not hilarious at all.
yeah, no, there was nothing funny about it. No, apparently the hysterical strength of lifting a car off of someone happens so often that they were like, this happens, and then they listed other. Like one time a woman fell off a polar bear. You know, one time a guy stopped a car that was on a cop or something like that. Like, just amazing feats of strength.
Wait. Do you want to take this or should I?
Not my list.
No, I believe everything he just said. It's the truth hour. A man fell off a polar bear. What do you want?
Such great feats of strength as lifting a car over your head
Or falling off a polar bear.
falling off a pole.
I've been fighting. But yeah, falling. He fell hard with his fists.
Off a polar bear. Not just any bear. He had to go way out. He swam for 3 weeks straight. That's bullshit. Who cares about that?
No.
Then he climbed over the glaciers and didn't freeze to death. Nah, it's nothing. Then he somehow domesticated and made docile a polar bear. No, that's nothing. But then he fell off that shit right quick.
Oh my god.
My god. Can you believe this?
I'd have believed it if Superman did it, but a regular man? Mm-mm.
I'm hysterical just thinking about it.
So April 26th. Moving on. Just I don't even care. Moving on. Syngman Rhee resigned from his 12-year dictatorial rule as president. I'm gonna guess. I'm putting quotes over that word. President of South Korea. After a week-long uprising in which 145 students had died. Yo, that's all it took back then. Yeah, we'll let way more die these days. Rhee and his wife were flown to the U.S. where they lived in Hawaii until he died.
Was that dictator in trouble? Come on down. Take asylum.
Yo.
You get to live in a Hawaiian paradise the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the truth, folks.
Yeah.
That's the goddamn truth.
Oh my god.
Woo!
It hurts.
All right. No more truth. Done with the truth. Let's move on to the best hour.
Our favorite hour.
Our favorite hour! The Troy McClure Hour. Oh, hello, I'm Troy McClure. You may remember me from such blast from the past films as Napoleon Bonaparte and the Subatomic Particles, Honey, I Sent the Kids Through Time, or Spoon and Friends 2, The Thanksgiving Disaster. Today, we're here to talk about things you forgot can hurt you. Alright, so this episode was directed by Alvin Ganzer. He directed past episodes like What You Need and The Hitchhiker. He also directed things like, films like the 1953 Girls of Pleasure Island, 1956, The Leather Saints, and episodes of Men into Space, which is about the adventures of Colonel Ed McCauley, head of the American space program. He battles saboteurs, budget cuts, defective equipment, and other problems in outer space.
I'm into it.
Why aren't we watching that show?
Yeah. I don't know. It's dead, though.
Oh.
Written by Rod Serling, allegedly. I don't believe that. Although there's parts of it where you do believe it, of course. So we have Janice Rue, who plays Helen Foley. You might remember her from the 1967 The Ambushers, the 1968 The Swimmers, or her final appearance in the 1992 The Ray Bradbury Theater. She died in 1970. Oh, excuse me. No, she died at 72 in 2003. Yeah, that's it. It's live. This is live, folks. Live a week ago. Shepard Strudwick. That's what you
No, I know, but the way you said it was like
With such confidence.
yeah.
Shepard
Snappy.
Strudwick plays Peter Selden. You may remember him from the 1946 Strange Triangle, the 1948 All the King's Men, or in his final appearance in the 1982 television series Nurse. He died at 75 in 1983.
I read that as 1946 Strangle Triangle.
I did too.
Woo! I am.
Couldn't wait.
Yeah.
You wanted to know what it was like?
Yep.
It's probably just killing Nazis.
In a triangle.
In a triangle formation somehow. It was about a pool hall junkie who fights Nazis with his Q and his triangle.
It's about a man who just wants to live his simple life, being a pool shark, and one day Nazis come in and bust up the joint, wreck his pool table, and he decides he's out for vengeance.
Like, how have they never made that low budget action film?
Because nobody's had the idea till now. So you're gonna have to cut this.
Actually, you know what it was? Now that I think about it, it's the people who would have both Nazi paraphernalia and pool halls wouldn't want Nazis to be the bad guys. That's what it is. Now that I think about it, when you combine those two, it's probably a very thin Venn diagram of Nazis are okay people.
Oh, it's just a circle.
I want a movie with Nazis and billiards, but we need a villain.
How about the government try to impose a tax on our land?
Oh, that's it.
That's it. We found it.
You got it.
We got it. So Terry Burnham plays Marky. That's the little girl. You recognize her from the 1959 Shirley Temple's storybook, the 1966 Boy Did I Get the Wrong Number. That's how you gotta say it.
Yep.
Look at it. It's written that way. Or her final appearance in the 1971 TV series Insight. She died at 64 in 2013.
At least she didn't die right after her 1971. I thought you were going to say this little girl died at a young age.
64 is still kind of young.
Yeah, that's up there. Yo, that's almost retirement age.
Yo, you heard it here first, folks. Capitalist Delta says you can die when you retire.
No. Before you retire.
I'm sorry, I got that wrong. I thought you were a villain for a second. So you can see the full cast and crew at IMDb.com. Let us start this film. Yeah, I did it. I don't care. We open, and a woman walks past a staircase inside of an apartment building, and she feels the presence of someone. It's a little girl sitting on stairs. And I instantly get this, like, yo, remember when it was just okay to talk to kids that you didn't know? And then I watch this, and I go, nope, never was. Never once was ever. It was always creepy as fuck.
Either you're the creepy adult or the child's a ghost. That's literally the only two options.
The amount of times I have tried to connect with a child, turns out it's a ghost. Oh, I don't even talk to them anymore. I don't even acknowledge kids anymore because they're probably ghosts.
Probably
statistically, based on my experience,
I've seen the studies.
They're ghosts.
Yeah. And I'm an elementary school teacher.
You know how hard it is?
I keep telling the principal my classroom is haunted. But I got that tenure, so they can't do nothing.
They can't do nothing.
We don't need 25 books. Half these kids are ghosts. Don't you get it?
And the other half are specters.
Ooh, that one sounds a little, I'm gonna have to forcibly retire you after that comment. So the woman talks to the little girl, but the girl is silent until the woman's like, oh, I know all about children. I'm a teacher. And the girl is like, I know all about you. And the woman's like, cool, come inside, have hot chocolate. Yeah. And the girl's like, okay, I know you don't like marshmallows in your hot chocolate. And the woman's like, yep, come on in. Like, there's a sting of music that it's supposed to indicate shock, like, bah! But she's like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Hey, oh, how'd you know that?
This whole show, and especially in this episode, but this whole show has this weird repeating habit of they'll have these random ominous tones.
Yep.
And then for some reason they'll be like, well, we ran out of buttons. What does this one do? And then it's like a cowbell or something that's completely out of place. It's like, wow, wow, wow. Completely takes me out of it every time.
Inside, the girl insinuates that she has no family or destination. Just one of those drifter children.
Drifter children. Yo, this is leaning strongly towards Ghost.
So we get the opening narration. Month of November. Hot chocolate and a small cameo of a child's face. Imperfect only in its solemnity.
That's...
There's no way that's a word.
I'm not going to say it.
Okay.
I'm not going to pronounce it right, so.
Solemnity?
You're getting there.
No.
I like it.
Solemnity.
He's also using it wrong, too. Fucking Serling.
I knew something about it was wrong. I can tell you that. Definitely something felt wrong about it.
Who fucking talks about a kid's face like that?
Yo!
Right?
Yo! You almost taught me something. Month of November. Hot chocolate. Oh, we already did that part. These are the improbable ingredients to a human emotion. An emotion, say, like fear. But in a moment, this woman, Helen Foley, will realize fear. She will understand what are the properties of terror. A little girl will lead her by the hand and walk her into a nightmare. Blackout. So we get our first sponsor. The Property of Terror's rental agency. Has your quaint, boring life given you a case of the red wrists? Are you looking to travel to a new location to get your lifeblood or the lifeblood of someone you love/hate pumping again? What better way to do that than with fear? Properties of Terror Rental Agency has been renting and leasing places that strike hair-whitening fear into the hearts of mortal men, women, and children since 1904. We have everything you need to cater to your specific scare fetish, like abandoned farmhouse, war-torn European church, rusty basement, dilapidated theater, nighttime hospital visit, clown's bedroom, and many, many more. And for those private, intimate moments of terror, we have cozy options, such as strangely lit street corner, unchecked back seat of a car, or our newest addition, corner of a locker room shower. The Properties of Terror Rental Agency. Be scared to come home again. All right. Back from commercial, the girl drinks her cocoa, and she mentions she doesn't like hot things, and that the woman also doesn't like hot things because of the scars she got as a child.
What?
The girl almost mockingly asks the woman if she remembers how she got it. It's like, yeah, from the scar you guys. Do you remember how you got it? And the woman's like, of course I remember how I got it. Actually, no, I don't remember at all. The little girl then gets really authoritative, almost like psychiatrist-esque. And she's like, do you ever see people who look familiar to you? And the woman's like, no, I've never done it before in my entire life. And the girl's like, except for that man you saw today, right? At the school, on the corner, in the place, and he scared you like he scares me. And the woman's like, oh, yeah. Yo, and I'm sitting there going, I can't believe this little girl is gaslighting the shit out of this woman so well. Like, I mean, I know we have already established that children can own homes from the 1960s, but the fact that they're allowed to be, like, villainous psychiatrists, whew, oh, that hurts me. I was not ready for that. No wonder people hate children.
Is that why I hate kids?
I just thought I was scared of ghosts.
I forgot. There's more reasons to be scared of kids. They were either ghosts or angry psychiatrists. They all just want to give you lobotomies. So then the girl tells her, oh, my name is Marky. You know, that's my nickname. The woman's like, okay, all right. And, like, gets up and, like, walks away, gets all uncomfortable. And the girl's like, oh, my God, there's somebody coming. I gotta go. And just runs.
Well, before even that, the one thing that keeps happening in that whole scene that really bugged me was the fact that the girl would say, like, did you hear what I just said? And the woman will go from, like, normal to snapping, like, a random outburst. She'll be like, yes, I heard you, you little cunt. I mean, well, you have a pretty name. Yes, I heard you. It's a pretty name, Marky. Yes, very pretty. It's cute. It's cute. I think it's cute. Yes. Fuck you. Yes, I heard you. And I'm like, all right. Okay.
I think that's just to demonstrate how unstable women were back in the 50s.
And today, am I right, fellas? Am I right? Anyway. So, yeah, the little girl runs away in a panic because someone's coming to the not just someone coming. Someone is coming specifically here. She knows it. And then there's a knock at the door. And I was like, let's just it's a little bit of a spoiler for this episode, but let us talk about the, like, technicality of what happened here, which is because, again, go ahead and skip ahead if you don't want to hear this part for the episode ending. She is a hallucination made up by Helen.
Yes.
So what that means is that Helen, in her own head, like, realistically, Helen could hear someone coming up the stairs and recognize, based on footstep patterns, that they were coming to her apartment, but instead of recognize that, used a little girl to tell herself that. A little girl hallucination. Like, that is some, like, deep, like, human psyche shit.
No, the problem is, like, what could be a reasonable explanation of she's now processing all this past trauma in the form of the little girl?
Right.
Then has to jump into, you have the magic shining, where, like, the little girl is now supernatural.
Right.
It's more interesting if it's nothing supernatural and entirely the woman's internal psychosis.
Right.
But Serling has to make it magic.
Right. Yeah. Because that's all he knows.
Yeah. Well, yeah. It just always has to be like, but it can't just be weird. It has to be spooky, weird, magical in the Twilight. So.
But I think that's one of the reasons why I like this episode, is because when it wraps up, there's not a lot that's spooky about it. It kind of levels all itself out, where it's
this could have used a couple rewrites to, like, clean it up.
No, absolutely, yeah. So there's a knock at the door. She said, "Hello, Helen Foley." This is the first time we hear her name.
Like, what difference does it make if the girl runs away before or after the knock? Like, if there's a knock at the door first, and then the girl bugs out...
Absolutely.
Right.
Now, internally, there's so much more logic that it's all, her internal psychosis. But no, it has to happen before because
magic.
Magic.
The magic of the Twilight Zone! Hello, Helen Foley. It's Peter Selden. I knew your mother very well. She opens the door, and she's like, oh, okay. You're that man from earlier today! And he's like, haha. Yes, I am. And she's like, oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, I was just at that stoplight staring at you.
And I was like, that's it? That's how... You literally went, oh my God, you're that man! He was like, yep. She's like, oh, okay. Oh, never mind. Clearly it was me. My bad. So he enters himself. She doesn't invite him in. He's like, mind if I come in? Walks right in.
This stood out to me. Like, the fact that she answers the door by pulling the door wide open and then standing back 3 feet. I'd never answered a door like that in my life.
I do, but I'm paranoid. I'm always afraid someone's going to jump out. So I always open the door behind so they can't get me. That's how I open doors. Like,
I'm prone to scares.
They jump out and they go, oh, wait. And then you bonk them on the head.
Or I can close the door right into them. And they're like, what? And then, in their confusion, you could bonk them on the head. You seem the bonking type. I don't know.
That's why I always have my frying pan.
Or as I call it, my bonking pan.
Bonking pan. You can bonk on it.
Put it on a shirt.
All right, so the old man, well, he's not old. He's I don't know, late 40s, whatever. The man is like, yeah, I was at the school. I knew your mother very well. It's been something like, 18, 19 years now? You were 10 when I worked for your mother? And it is at this point where I go, oh my God, guys, I got the greatest con in the world. We got a little girl, right? We put her outside some white lady's house. And she's like, little girl, what are you doing out here? Come inside, I'll take care of you, right? Then, like, after a couple of minutes of getting to know her, the little girl's like, there's someone coming, and runs and hides in her bedroom. And then I come in, and I'm like, I work for your mother. You know me, right? And she's like, maybe I do. I'm not sure, right? While we're talking, the little girl ransacks the place. Takes everything. And then I'm like, oh, you don't remember me? Well, it was nice seeing you. I remember you. That's strange. Whatever. Goodbye. And the little girl jumps out the window, and we make off with all the money. Boom! Boom! I'm rich. Do that like 8 or 7 times, we'll make
8 or 7 times?
I don't know how many you need.
Even your counting is dyslexic.
Yo, we will make hundreds of
Hundreds or tens of dollars.
hundreds of dollars. Yeah, like so that's like 1,000. Like about $1,000. All right, so yeah, the guy's like, yo, do you remember me yet? I'm Peter Selden. I work for your mom. He just keeps saying the same shit over and over again.
Again, spoilers, but for someone who's a fucking killer, he seems dead set on trying to get this person to remember.
Well,
He couldn't wait.
no, but the thing is if she remembers, then he can kill her without a guilty conscience. If she doesn't remember, then you're just killing
Killing an innocent lady.
You just killed a woman for
I
no
can't kill
reason.
an innocent person. I gotta
Yeah.
make sure.
Yeah.
I got a good solid
Yeah.
reason before.
Oh, you reckon now you understand? Great. Now I can murder you,
I'll
and
choke you to death.
I
It's
won't
fine.
feel a lick of guilt.
No. So yeah, this is the kind of like the big reveal, the meat of the episode. He's like, well, I mean, it's likely that you wouldn't remember me because you've always had trouble remembering things since the night that terrible thing happened.
Remember?
You don't remember it? You remember? I mentioned the terrible thing. Is that not enough? No. And she's like, no, I don't. I teach school. I don't remember things. And he's like, well, I worked for your mom for about a year. I handled her business. You were a little girl. I had a crush on you. Ooh. I was the first person who saw your dead mother's body. Did they ever find that guy who did that anyway? Like, no big deal. I was the first person to see it and all that, but there was probably somebody else who did it, right? And she's like, the only thing I remember...
Wait a minute. Wouldn't the killer be the first person to see her dead body?
What? No, never. So yeah, they're like, did they ever find that guy? Do you remember his face or anything like that? And she's like, the only thing I remember are vague nightmaring blurs. It's like, jeez. She doesn't even know if she saw his face or not to remember if she did or did not see his face. And Helen's like, well, anyway, you want some cocoa? I can make some for you. What the? And she realizes that the cocoa cup is full, despite her watching Marky drink it all. Peter says, oh, Marky, that was your name, Helen, when you were a child. And she's like, what? No. And just like glazes over and hears Marky singing like Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star in the background. She's like, ah.
All right. If you're trying to coax the memory of you murdering a woman's mother back in, and then she like drifts off and starts staring into space and drooling, like, okay, she's active. Now you can just bonk, boom, guilt free.
Out comes the bonkin' pan.
Yo, bonk. Yeah, I would think so. So yeah, she just glazes off into the distance, and we get a blackout. What was I gonna... Oh, this actually, they kind of got me with the twist a little bit here, because I thought that it was going to be, like, this was her own daughter that got murdered, and she just blocked it out. That Marky was her own daughter, and she blocked out her own daughter's death or something like that. And But they kind of got because it was the other way around.
I pretty much immediately, I was like, oh, that's her as a kid.
Okay.
Fine,
you're smarter than me. Fine.
Well, I've casually watched Twilight Zone so many times.
So you might remember. Whatever.
It's either like I'm half remembering it,
All right. So blackout. We get another sponsor. Right? Are you tired of your gluttonous guests asking for seconds or even thirds of a cup? I didn't write that well at all. What the fuck did I write there?
Can I have a third of a cup of hot cocoa, please? Yo, I am sick and tired of asking for my guests asking for such specific amounts of a drink.
I'm no math wizard. Well,
I already brought out the coffee mug. Now I gotta get a measuring cup.
Oh, man. All right, so are you tired of your gluttonous guests asking for a second or even a third cup? Do you not have it in your heart to tell your ravenous, reluctant relatives they've taken too much from you and your thinning kids? Are you regretful for trying to make sure you and your family get yours? Well, thanks to a collaboration between Bronco and GE, we've invented the never-ending cup of cocoa. Using a special combination of highly radiated cocoa beans and genetically engineered mayflies and minimal soy products, we can finally ensure you'll never have to... we can finally ensure you'll never have to be What did I write there?
Brought to you by Bad Chicken. Not just any bad chicken. The kind that gets you out of work.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Writing a script? We got the chicken for
I
that.
hate Bad Chicken.
Did you forget what words you wrote? That's what you have the bonking pan for. Bonk yourself on the head and remember what you wrote.
So, finally, we can ensure that you'll never have to feel embarrassed in your own home again.
Like right now.
That's the Never Ending Cocoa Company. Forget the cake, give them cocoa. Never Ending Cocoa. Commercial over. So back from commercial, and Peter comes back inside the apartment. And he's like, is something wrong? And closes the door behind him. And Helen says that things are coming back to her. Like her name was Marky as a child. And she's like, oh, I can hear that our Marky, today's Marky, I can hear her singing. And he's like, I don't hear nothing. And the singing stops, and he's like, well, anyway, here's a picture I have of you as a child I've kept all these 18 to 19 years.
Yo.
I'm done with it now that I've seen you old. You can have it back. You decrepit old
There goes that fantasy.
Yo, take the picture of you. Here's the picture of you when you were an exceptionally beautiful child. And, yeah, she's like, what? I don't understand. We zoom in on the photo, and it's Marky. We flash forward in time, and Helen remembers that horrible night in question all of a sudden. Someone argues with her mother, shakes the mom around. The mom slaps the man. He beats her to death in one blow. And then he goes after Helen, the child, Helen. But she screams way too loud, and there's people already coming. We hear, she comes out of the dream. We hear Marky singing again. Helen's like, shouldn't you go home to your mother or something like that? And she's like, I don't have a mother. Just like you, remember? And I was like, yo, that's a threat. Like, that is a, what? Yeah. And she's like, and also remember, you gotta burn, remember? And then Helen's like, give me your arm, and pulls it, and Marky has a burn just like her. And she's like, who are you? And she's like, yo, how do you not get it yet? I'm you when you were 10. I'm you that night. I'm you when that man killed your mom. I'm you when you saw his face. I'm you. I'm fucking you.
And the person watching at home was like, I don't get now. Who is this girl?
You know what? 100%. Because then she turns around to look at Marky, and Peter Sellers is there, or Peter Selden is there. Peter Sellers is there. He's like, whatever. He does the thing that he does. You guys know him.
Classic Sellers.
Classic. You know him. He's the great. He's one of the greats. Yeah. So yeah, no, she goes to turn around to look at Marky, and it's Peter Selden. So it's like, maybe Peter was the ghost the whole time. I don't know. Like, I'm dumb as hell. I thought it was Peter Stellar or whatever his name is. I don't even remember.
Oh my God.
One of the greats.
One of the greats.
That's why I remember his name, you know? So, yeah, he turns around. It's Peter. He's standing there in her house. Did he never leave, or did he walk in again? Definitely walked in again, right? Unannounced?
I don't know, because she, like, it just does... He's in the house. He doesn't leave. It just flashes forward, right? Or does he leave a second time?
No, because she goes out the door to get Marky, and Marky comes in the house again. Yeah, and she's like, did that man leave yet? So, yeah, he's gone.
Yeah.
He came back.
He just comes back.
He just walks in the place, and...
She doesn't lock her doors.
No, well, it's, it's that time. So, yeah, she turns around, Peter's there, he just drops it all on the floor. Here you go.
I did it. I killed your mother, and I talked just like this.
I was the man. I was skimming the books. I tried to get your mom to be like, chill, 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 and she was like, no, I am turning you in. So I choked her, and then I was going to kill you, but you screamed, so I had to run and escape. But I've been keeping tabs on you the whole time. There, college, Chicago, you have had a very uneventful life.
That is way too much work to stay out of jail.
Yo.
Wait, like...
That's a lot. That is a lot.
I don't know, man. Just send me to jail. Like, I don't need a job or nothing. Like, you give me 3 meals a day and I get to work out if I want.
Wait a minute. This is 18, 19 years, right? Isn't the statute of limitations, even on murder, like 20 years?
Like,
it's 1 more year.
One more.
My guy, 1 more year.
yo, he didn't know.
Fucking Peter Sellers, man.
He's wild, that guy.
Wow, he's crazy, man. It's crazy. That cat.
Typical Sellers, man.
That cat can jazz. So, yeah, he was like, I knew one day you'd remember, so I came back to finish everything off. And Helen tries to run, but he chases her outside of the apartment. Yo, what insanely silent knocks she does on every door she passes.
Well, she doesn't want to be rude.
They run to the staircase. They stole like the top of the staircase. Struggle. Helen pushes him down the stairs because the acting was very bad. This was very bad. She pushes Peter down the stairs. Boom. Flash forward to the police are there. There's people around the body asking questions and stuff like that. It's in the distance. You don't hear anything. The cop comes up the stairs as the doctor's walking out, and he's like, yo, I gave her a sedative. She's out. She's going to be fine in the morning. No big deal. He's like, what about that kid she was talking about? Doctor, this is the twist for me. This is the twist where the doctor's like, the child was a hallucination made up entirely by her mind in order to explain past events that happened to her because she needed to know the truth in order to get past it and move on as a person. And then the cop says the best line I've ever heard in any Twilight Zone episode ever. Really weird. It stuck out so hard. I was like, I love it. I love it.
Yo.
Like, legit, he's like, it was a manifestation about his to let her know about the past. And he went, weird. Really weird. He like mumbled, he's like, weird. Really weird.
Yo, dude.
Can't you just picture, like, Serling... He's like, no, you don't understand. The child is born. So it's just like, right.
Yeah,
that's
it's weird.
Yeah,
it's really
weird.
weird. I like it.
and so it's like, that's genius. Weird.
Yo, the cop explaining everything that the killer just explained, that the little girl had just explained, that she was internalizing herself,
This is
the icing on the fucking cake.
It's a 10-minute episode. It's just the same words just get repeated over and over.
Oh, and then I'm pretty sure it was the cop or maybe it was the doctor. I'm paraphrasing here, but I don't know if you remember. He goes, "She's lucky to be alive. If she wasn't lucky, she'd be dead."
Yo, look, this end scene with the cop and the doctor, best out of everything. Even the last line, which is with the doctors, I feel like that should be on posters in college dorm rooms everywhere. Which is, he says, the human imagination is often weird, but sometimes it means salvation. That's one of those artsy fucking like quotes on someone's YouTube or Facebook or MySpace back then. You know, back then how they
Back
did it
in
back
'59.
Yeah,
with
back-
the,
right
back
back
in the
then. Not
60s.
Friendster. No, not that far.
Oh,
back.
no.
Not that far back.
Have you ever heard of someone dying by falling down the stairs? Like in real life?
Yo, I've fallen down the stairs. It sucked, but I was fine.
Yeah. Every movie and television show, it is a death sentence.
Yeah.
Like that is the ultimate, like, ooh, how does this person overpower this strong? Oh, they just take a tumble down the stairs and die.
Yeah. I
in
mean,
reality, you're just doing damage to the stairs.
I did undersell that. I did go to the hospital after I fell down the stairs because it hurt a lot, but nothing was broken. I was fine. Like, it was just me being a bitch. Like, 100%. I was like, owies. They're like, shut up. There's people bleeding. So we fade forward, because there's still more of this episode. We fade forward, and Helen hears singing again. Well, she's, like, laying on the couch, like, ah. And then she hears singing again. Twinkle, twinkle. And she's like, no. Runs to the front door. Totally different girl. Real little girl. Maybe a ghost. I don't know. Real little girl. And she's just like, oh, look, it's a little girl. Oh, what's how you going, little girl? You know what? Don't ever lose your smile. Which, if you're a wrestling fan, means something really weird. Just told that little girl to never do cocaine. Then we get the closing narration. Miss Helen Foley, who has lived in night and who will wake up to morning. Miss Helen Foley, who took a dark spot on a tapestry of her life and rubbed it clean, then stepped back and got a good look at the Twilight Zone. I didn't like that. I thought it was wrong. I thought that, like, she looked at the Twilight Zone, then wiped it clean and stepped back and then saw her life. Like, she was in the Twilight Zone and got out of it. She didn't...
Yeah.
Like, usually that makes sense, because usually most people are villains and then they fall into a hellish,
Yeah, it's like a limo.
or, a poetic justice event
Yeah.
where it's like, oh, finally, you got your comeuppance in the Twilight Zone. This, she got out.
She just dips a
She
toe.
escaped, yeah. Yeah, she stuck her head out the window. I was like, oh, no, the weather is frightful.
This episode is one of the episodes I don't like because it's close to being good.
It is.
But
Yeah.
again,
No, there's parts where you're just like, oh, you fucking sturdy Serling, you piece of... Oh. Yeah. You're
welcome.
Exactly. I've said it before. That's what you feel like. You could feel him just standing over his shoulder going, yeah. Like when you're watching the episode. Did you see that was me? Did you see that part? I did that.
Oh, the part where you explain the whole underlying theme four
It's
times in a row.
They called this a bottle episode, but really it's more like a Russian nesting doll episode where you just keep taking out. No, it's the same thing. No, it's still the same thing. I don't know why we're going somewhere because it's the same thing, no matter how. All right, so let's go. Let's move on. Tropes and morals. There were, according to the count of this website, 18 tropes in this one, including bottle episode. We just said that. Creepy child. Duh.
Yep.
Creepy children singing. Duh. Foreshadowing, which is when Peter was like, I was the first person to see your mother's body. And there was some other ones, too.
Yeah.
That was the main one. Staircase tumble.
Yep,
That's a good one. And troubled but cute, which is Marky.
Yeah.
Troubled but cute. A lot of them were like just obvious, like way obvious. And then, I don't know, maybe I'm dumb, but I thought the moral was that sometimes you have to face the past to move on to the future. Yeah. I think that was pretty much what it was. It was, don't fight so hard sometimes with the past. We'll just let it go. So why would you make this? I don't know. I didn't find anything. You guys find anything on this episode? No. I was thinking that exactly what it was. It was like, I think Serling was exploring the idea of what if we could remember the things that we remember that we can't remember. Things we know we've forgotten. Well, what if we could remember them and then we find out, oh, there's a reason we've forgotten them.
Yeah.
There's a very specific reason that we have blocked them out. Yeah, and I shouldn't remember it.
Brain damage.
Yes.
I assume that's why I can't remember most of my childhood.
I'm sure it was that and not like the, me sucking exhaust fumes and like living in rooms with lead paint and shit like that, or being like, I don't know, 100 yards within power lines. Stuff like that. Really good stuff. Every day walking to school along the power lines. That helped. That definitely helped. Next episode. There we get the preview for next episode, which is this old-fashioned railroad car is about as extinct as the dinosaur. But next week, it takes us to a little village that is not only a place, but a state of mind. It's a transportation to what we think is one of the most unique stories we've ever presented. Which means it's crap. Next week, Mr. James Daly stars in A Stop at Willoughby. We hope you'll stop with him. Thank you and good night. I guess that he goes into the past. Like, the train takes him into the past, but he forgets the past is crap and he dies of dysentery or some, thing that he forgot.
He gets rickets.
He goes to the past and he's like, I'd love to be a cowboy in the past. And he, tries to wrangle his first horse and gets kicked right in the head because he doesn't know what he's doing. Some real Twilight Zone shit where it's like, ooh.
Some real Twilight. Kicked in the head in the past, simpleton in the future.
Yeah. That's the Twilight Zone. The Twilight Zone is, Dad, I want a pony. And you get your daughter a pony, and then the pony tramples her because she doesn't know what a fucking pony. How do you know how to take care of it?
Pony tramples.
Be careful what you wish for, idiot, is the theme of the Twilight
Yo, it
Zone.
absolutely is.
Yeah.
So, do you guys remember this one? Did you make a guess or anything like that?
I remember it. I remember.
You members?
I had member berries for it.
Yeah, This is one of the big ones from season 1. I feel like they
Oh, yeah?
they replay a lot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Okay, great.
Great.
There we go.
Is it?
Well, we'll see in the next one. So, VictorProWrestling.com.
Victory Pro Wrestling returns live to Center Region, Long Island, New York on January 11th, according to this text message. King of New York Tournament 2020? Coney 2020. It's coming. Here we go. I'm King of New York now. Will I be King of New York then? I think so. I believe it.
I think you should do a thing where you, like, refuse to abdicate the throne.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how it goes. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll, if I lose, maybe I can say that I don't support an evil monarchy ruled by one corrupt man and start a people's revolution where we redistribute the wealth, but I'll be in charge of it. Right. Like, we'll redistribute it, but, like, I'll take it first, so I'm in charge of redistributing.
It's a selective redistribution.
Yeah. Mainly for people who, like, they gotta come and be like, I'll do you a favor. Oh, so I'll redistribute to you a little bit.
You see,
we'll help the
my followers, I'll give you all a slice of it. See, I'm here on the top of this pyramid. And
Don't call it a pyramid. Don't call it a pyramid. Call it
I'm on the bottom of this funnel.
Yes. Yes.
All right, so yeah, that's...
VictoryProWrestling.com. You can check that out. January 11th, Center Ridge, Long Island, New York. Go there and buy some tickets. You can order them now online if you want. Also, there's a poll to vote on your favorite VPW stuff.
Yeah, make sure you vote for Puppet Delta as Match of the Year.
Is that... Wow.
Yeah, they misspelled it, and it's match instead of manager.
Oh, boy.
And there is a Match of the Year as well you can vote on.
Yeah, I don't think I'm in it, though.
I think...
It was like Tibbs versus Tomlinson.
Dude, it's like Tibbs versus someone, Tibbs versus Coach, Coach versus someone, and Tibbs versus Coach. Like, it's like, fuck you guys. Like, clearly we know what you're doing.
VictoryProWrestling.com.
Yeah, we're doing a show. Do you have anything else? Do you want to...
I'm not going to be alive, so it don't matter. This chicken is inside of me now. I can feel it. I feel the beak.
All right, search beaks on YouTube.
Yeah, man. Hashtag feel the beak.
Are you feeling the Death Stranding?
Oh!
Oof.
Oh!
Ooh, it's a good thing we're at the end here. 'Cause, I did promise Huge that he could talk for 4 hours about Death Stranding on the next podcast.
And here we go.
All right, here we go.
Sometimes you're the stick.
I think he means ladder.
No. Sometimes
You're
you're
the
the
carrot.
stick. But other times you're the rope. Yes, I understand the need for the stick. I respect the stick. But I believe in the way of the rope. We will connect each other with this rope. Let me tie this rope around you. Come here.
Don't do that. That's not good for the cable. Don't do that.
I'm not going to do it, but I could have done it.
Yeah.
And put that rope around you. These ropes are a part of us.
They are a part of us. There's no denying that, I'm sure.
Did you find any babies in the game yet?
I mean, I'll tell you this. The first, I think I tweeted this too. The first, like, wow, this is a really this is a really cool experience. Moment that I had is when the things you do in the game actually matter in terms of the environment. So if you die, your body pretty much is like a nuke, and it fucking explodes.
Why?
Ooh.
So, and
Take it off.
there's stories for that. But, so I was exploring, and I was doing some dumb shit, and I was like, oh, I want to test it, and I want to see what happens.
I'll jump off this cliff.
So that's the first time I died. I didn't explode for that one, because that was just like, all right, you're dumb, here, you're alive again. And so, but when you die of, like, natural stupidity causes like that, or if, like, you starve to death, or, like, whatever, then you just kind of, like, go in this weird limbo where you're underwater, and you have to, like, find your soul, which is, like, this little line, but you can find other players' things, and then you can connect to them. It's awesome. I cannot explain. It really is cool. But when I got fucking murdered, I exploded, and I created this gigantic nuke crater that was, like, a mile long that I then had to, like, I'm watching this crater, and, like, I come back to life, and I'm like, this was cool. Now it's going to take me about 2 hours of real time, like, playing to get around this crater that I just created. It's ridiculous.
Great.
Yeah.
Can't wait
Sounds fun.
Yeah, I'll lose my life into that. That'd be fun.
So good.
That sounds great.
It does, but
You make a mistake, and then you just got to spend hours because of your mistake.
Yes, I've played Civilization before, yes. Also, you can make no mistakes, and you still have to play for hours. Yeah, so there.
Yeah. Buy
Death
Death Stranding. It's great.
Stranding,
It's
great.
really good.
I say don't. Just for balance. So go to www.ymt.com for all things Why Would You Make This, including links to our YouTube and I don't know, something else. Intro music is Falling After Love by Kill Paris. And for you, J Delta, I'm Jimmy Time. Please remember that without the mistakes of others, we'd be forced to endure the pain of failure ourselves. Support the arts.
I think I'm becoming a chicken. I feel it.
The preceding recording is for entertainment purposes only, and the views expressed in this podcast do not necessarily represent the views of Why Would You Make This, its owners, employees, or associates.